A huge part of a wedding is obviously your wedding ceremony, which is the moment or ritual really where a couple becomes officially married. A lot of times couples will already have signed their marriage license or certificate. I forget which one is which. One comes before you sign it, or one becomes before the officiant solemnizes the marriage and the witnesses, and then the other is afterwards. So I think the license is what you pick up from the court or the county clerk's office, and then the certificate is what you get after you mail in your license, and then you get the certificate to show that you're actually married. And a lot of times a marriage certificate is needed if you want to change your name, and for anyone who wants to change your name, and you have to note all of that on there. But I did want to talk about what a ceremony entails, because I am going to a ceremony rehearsal today for one of my clients who's getting married tomorrow. And I thought I would make this video because a ceremony is pretty standard, and this is kind of I wanted to walk you through what I do at a rehearsal. So during the planning process, I asked the clients to fill out a processional form, which essentially lays out the order of how they want the processional to be. The processional is the order in which family, wedding party, the officiant, anyone else that the couple wants to walk down the aisle. So it's usually parents, sometimes grandparents, sometimes siblings. The officiant usually walks down first, and then it's the wedding party. If you have a flower girl or a ring bearer, they usually go after the wedding party, and then it's the bride. And then most of the time, you have the order in which you send the wedding party down is whoever you might be closest to, or the couple might be closest to, or whoever you want there standing up there with you. You put the maid of honor, maid or matron of honor, and best man. They will be standing closest to the bride and groom, or groom and groom, or bride and bride. And then, you start lining up people as the couple wishes. And so you send people in the opposite order. So whoever's standing the furthest away from the couple during the ceremony will be walking down the aisle first, and then at the end will be the people standing closest to them. I hope that made sense. So what I do is gather all this information prior to, and then at the rehearsal, I meet everyone, which is like a great day to meet everyone the day before the wedding, so that I get a sense of who's who after seeing their names all on the paper. And then I line everyone up. I kind of walk them through what's going on. Usually people are not always on time, so I always allocate 1 hour for the rehearsal, usually around 15 to 20 minutes for everyone to arrive, and then another like 20 to 30 minutes for the actual rehearsal. So walk them through the order, have everyone line up. We'll practice like the physical part of like walking down the aisle. The officiant, in this case, it's going to be the groom's uncle, and he will walk through just like the top line steps of the ceremony. Usually the ceremony is for like a standard non-denominational ceremony. The order that I have it in is processional, then welcome remarks by the officiant, maybe a message or a story about the couple, about love. Then the couple goes on to exchange vows and rings. And then sometimes you have like a special element, programming element, whether it's a reading or a song, or sometimes I've had people sign the marriage license, like solemnize it in front of everybody. After that, there's the kissing part, and then presenting of the couple to the guests, and then the recessional, meaning everyone walks back down the aisle.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to present to you for the very first time, May and Noah Alpert. Yeah!
And you kind of walk out in the opposite order you came in. So obviously it'll start with the couple, then the wedding party in the opposite order they came in, and then parents and so forth. I remember the first rehearsal that I did, I don't know how many years ago it was now, but I remember being so nervous and I had to like really prepare about like what I was going to say and the order of things and all of that. But by now, I don't know how many I've run. I still get a little bit nervous just because it's a lot of people to speak in front of. They have 9 people for each side of the wedding party. So there's 18 people plus, or actually maybe there's a little less on one side, but there's like 15 to 18 people, plus you have the parents. And so it's just a lot of people to corral, and everyone's always, for the most part, very respectful and listens and everything, but it's still sometimes a lot to manage. But it's a great kind of warm up for the next day, which is usually the wedding day, where there's like so many more people that you'll have to manage, including guests and vendors and all of that. So I always like the ceremony rehearsal because it helps me put faces to names of parents and family members in the wedding party. Obviously the couple I've met a couple of times already, so it's always nice to see them again. I love the ceremony rehearsal just because it starts feeling real, and it's just a really great time for the couple to get together with their closest friends and family before the actual wedding day. I hope that was helpful to help you kind of understand what a ceremony entails very briefly. I've linked a simple PDF down below that I created. I basically pulled it from different resources. It's a standard non-denominational ceremony order that you can use to plan, as well as plan your processional order. I've also included links of some resources that I used and find helpful to maybe pass on to your officiant, especially if your officiant does not do this for a living. Maybe it's your family member or friend who's never done it before, they need some pointers. So this is typically what I share with my clients. I hope you find it helpful and that this is just another helpful step in helping you plan your wedding.